Come. Take your seat. Take your seat. You are Shambhavi. Hmm. You belong to Delhi or which state? Uttarakhand. Okay. And you have been studying in Delhi?
No, sir. I have prepared from my home place.
Okay, that's good. So you have come to Delhi for an interview.
Yes, sir.
And you are relaxed now? Relaxed or nervous?
So relax.
Relaxed. That's good. In which area do you find yourself very comfortable? Current affairs or international relations or tell me.
So I find myself pretty comfortable in political scenario of India as well as the international relations.
Okay, that's good. So political science is your subject?
No, sir. So my subject is optional, but I like Indian polity as a subject.
Good. We are seeing in the last few months Samvidhan Bachao Andolan. What is the threat to constitution?
So as of now, Samvidhan Bachao Andolan that we have been referring to, so that was, I think, was more of a political move rather than a constitutional move. We have the judiciary and the legislature all in place to secure the enforceability as well as the basic features of the constitution. And we as a country as a whole, we are also committed to preserve the ethos and the bedrock on which our constitution.
But why was this issue raised? What was the actual threat to constitution which the agitators pointed out?
So that was with reference to the parliamentary discussions that the opposition leader alleged that the government having the majority is doing unilateral changes in the constitution, but I don't think so that is the actual case on the ground. Okay.
Do you think that governance through ordinance is a bad thing?
So governance through ordinance, sir, ordinance was a temporary measure and it was only to serve the emergency needs and not to bypass the normal legislative process of the constitution. So I think that should be used extensively only in the case of emergency needs and not just to bypass the legislative framework.
So do you find that the government is trying to bypass those legislative features or practices of discussions, debates?
So there have been instances and the Supreme Court has intervened in the matter and has clearly said that passing ordinances without bypassing the legislature is fraud on the constitution, and I think the current government would be upholding the ethos of it.
Good. Do you remember the case law also?
Yes, sir. So it is the DC Vadhva case and the RC Cooper case, particularly with the state of Bihar.
Good.
Shambhavi, tell us a little bit about your name.
Sir, it is one of the 108 names of Goddess Durga, and it also depicts the Ardhanarishwar form of Lord Shiva. And there is also Shambhavi Mahamudra that is practiced in the meditation and the yoga centers.
We are told that the sweetest sound in the world is your own name. Do you agree?
Yes, sir, I think so. This is the name of, this is my identity, and I feel relaxed, and every time I hear it, it is more pleasing even.
All right. Since you were talking about constitution, politics, and so forth, of late, you might have discovered that through elections, most of the countries are getting right-wing parties into power, right? Now, this is a fact. Alongside this, there is this idea of constitutional state and civilizational state. There is constant reiteration by several political leaders, despite they being part of constitutional government, they emphasize civilizational state. So what is this all about? What does it tell us about the times that we are living in? How do you understand this?
Sir, I feel the civilizational state that they are referring to is the practices and the civilization as a whole that existed before the government and the constitution took place, and they are drawing their ethos from there only. India is also being considered as a civilizational state. We have our own ancient history as well as ranging from the ancient to the modern itself. So we had our own system of values, culture, and that is the emphasis of it. There are other civilizational states across the globe as well. ranging from the Egypt being one of them, and other countries are also claiming it. So China is also one of the Huangho, one of the four civilization of the past. So they are tracing their roots from there, and the constitutional state, I think, would provide a better bedrock for the civilizational state, because it safeguards the liberties as well as the rights of the people as well.
No, but what I'm trying to ask is that civilizational ethos cutting into constitutional provisions. What do you do with that? And suppose civilizationally we are bequeathed with some traditions and there is no constitutional provision for that. So how do you deal with such situations? India is witnessing similar situation. That's why I'm asking you.
Yes, sir. So we can see that in the Ayappa temple case, but the Supreme Court has reiterated that this is the time to hold constitutional morality and constitutionalism at the forefront rather than focusing wholly on the civilization or the societal morality. So we have to focus more on the constitutional morality, and there are certain practices that are not so progressive in the civilization, but we have to make it more egalitarian by upholding the ethos of the constitution.
Good, good. What do you do with EV cars now? I mean, electrical cars now, electrical vehicle. I'm referring to, because we are also given to understand that hydrogen cars are very much in the offing. So, lithium constraint, the issue of disposing of the used batteries, environmental hazard that it will result into. So, who will put money as an investor into this new technology when a superior technology is already there in the offing?
So technology progresses as well with time, but there are certain things that we have to invest our money and the capacity building on. Because as of now, the electrical vehicles, we have seen that they have engrossed the market of many countries, ranging from the Tesla in the US to many EV manufacturers in the Tata. Taking the example of Tata in the country, there are certain risks associated with the lithium constraints and the constraints of other rare earth minerals. But India has been working hard to enter into mineral security partnership contracts with other countries in order to have a mineral security, rare earth element security, to safeguard the EV sector. Thereafter,
Or should we visualize a situation, say 5 years hence or 10 years hence, and start doing the same for hydrogen infrastructure?
So we have been doing for the hydrogen infrastructure. We have the green hydrogen mission as well. But the technology, the starting of a technology and the adoption of a technology by the people, there is a time lag between the two.
Okay.
And in the meantime, we can take the previous technology in the market.
Right.
Yes. So, Shambhavi, two questions I will ask which need some thinking. First is, are you for the reservation for women in the civil services examination? Take your time, think and tell me.
Sir, I uphold the idea of women empowerment and feminism at my individual level. But taking the affirmative action, we should promote more women empowerment by providing them inclusive as well as empowering methods. But affirmative actions like reservation are not a solution to it. So I'll take a stand against.
But reservation was found to be a solution in Panchayati Raj. And certain percentage of posts have been reserved there. Is it not?
Sir, it was
Why not in civil services exam? What is so different here?
So it was because the Panchayati Raj system was existing at the grassroots level of our country, which was engulfed with the idea of patriarchy, and there was very low women representation over there.
Not here?
But in the in the civil services, we have seen that the toppers last 3 years, we have seen that the toppers in the top 5 we have women, and there is sufficient number of participation by the women in this examination, and they are also supported by the society and their parents as a whole. So I don't think the reservations are needed in the civil services for women.
Okay. Secondly, what will happen suppose we have a reservation for women in civil services exam? Will it be counterproductive for women?
So there can be a stigma that could be associated that they are just there to fill the post. and their competency may be countered by saying that they have entered in by the affirmative action.
Okay. You see, picking up from EVs, you see, when we talk about current electricity, so what happens? Current is normally we perceive current as a flow of electrons. My weird idea is that why it cannot be flow of protons. It will have positive current instead of negativity. We'll have positivity everywhere. Why not have proton current? What is the problem that we cannot have proton current?
Sir, if we see in the electrical circuit, the electrons are moving, but the direction of current is that in the direction of opposite direction to that of the electron. So they are basically the we can say that protons cannot move because they have a mass higher than that of electrons. So the easy movement of electron facilitates the notion.
They cannot move because they have higher mass. Is it correct? Or there is some other reason that they cannot move?
So they are also in the nucleus of the atom, whereas the protons, they are electrons, they are in the valence shell. So they can easily jump to the conductance band.
And proton?
Protons, they are in the nucleus, so they would require a larger amount of energy. Sir, I have limited knowledge on this. I'll read about it.
The binding force must be more.
So they are in the nucleus, so the nucleus with the neutrons itself. So the binding force that you are talking about would be more to jump from the valence to the conductance.
Okay. Did you read newspapers today?
Sorry, sir, I have not got the chance. I have been traveling from Uttarakhand.
Okay. And say yesterday or day before yesterday, any interesting news?
So the last few days have been with the president-elect taking over the other country's territory, claiming the provocative diplomacy that he uses. I have read that news. Apart from that, there was the digital data protection news that rules were notified.
President-elect Mr. Trump has said that Greenland will be acquired by us. Presently, who has the owner of Greenland?
So it is Denmark. So there is a clause that Greenland could seek independence from the agreement that they have. So Trump, President-elect, has said that he would take over Greenland for the national security of the United States.
Now, do you think it's all worthless statements, rhetorics?
Sir, I can see that these are the provocative diplomacy, remarks that the president-elect is making, and this would just further de-alienate the allies of USA from them, because they, all these countries, they have shared a very good partnership, and taking the sovereignty, even being the president of one of the most powerful countries of the world, you cannot breach the territorial sovereignty of other countries.
Okay, thank you.
Hi, Shambhavi. So, you're coming from Uttarakhand and you have interest in crafting intricate lipin art. Can you tell us about that?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, it is an art from the region of Rajasthan and Gujarat, specifically Ran of Kutch. And there it is a mixture of clay, mold, that is placed on the wet wall, and the mirrors are placed in between that to create an aesthetic appeal.
Okay, beautiful. So it's an eco-friendly decorum. You create interior decorum. Okay. And you also have interest in eco-friendly kitchen gardening. So you have implemented that or on your own? Have you practiced it?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, the residence that I'm living in has currently limited space, so I practice the balcony gardening as well as the terrace gardening by eco-friendly means.
Okay, so should be the responsibility of a woman, as per eco-friendly kitchen, should be a responsibility of a woman per se, or it should be a responsibility of an individual in general?
It should be an responsibility of an individual, right from a child to any gender that want to invest in this field, they can do it.
Okay, so what are kind of things you can produce from eco-friendly kitchen of yours? I'm talking about your experiment.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, at my place, I grow, especially this is the winter season, so I grow green leafy vegetables at my place. We have spinach, fenugreek, as well as coriander at the place. There is a vegetable called cholai, leafy vegetable, that we also grow in the garden itself. Apart from that, I have grown herbs, right from curry leaves to basil, mint. And I have tried to cultivate tomatoes in my kitchen garden as well.
Okay, so you land up not buying anything from outside.
No, ma'am, I buy things from outside, but those are not synthetic chemical-based fertilizers.
Yeah.
I buy compost because in a society that it is difficult to make compost because of the smell and the decomposition process associated with it.
Can you identify your kitchen as a small is beautiful statement? Can you identify your kitchen which you operate as as in the inverted comma small is beautiful?
Small is beautiful, but there is no harm in doing it at a larger scale.
Okay, so it should not be restricted to
Yes,
one.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
It can go and find its way outside.
There are organic farming missions
Yeah.
happening in the state itself and at the national level also.
So the similar thing I would again quote: will that organic be really green, or will it be viable, sustainable?
Ma'am, in the initial run, we could
Mhm.
see some sort of dip in the productivity, but in the longer run, when the soil health is restored, we can see increased productivity than the conventional farming method that we use.
Mhm.
And moreover, it also provides the society with a sense of sustainability and a respect for the responsible production and consumption.
What about the cost?
Ma'am, the cost is minimal. I get the seeds from the Pannagar University itself, and in a large scale, we can do natural farming that does not incorporate any market bought ingredients. We just do it from the materials that are naturally available in them.
What is the seed innovation in Uttarakhand which has recently come up related to? I can give you a hint, related to millets.
There is a Uttarakhand millet mission that I remember. And the Pannagar University, being an agriculture university, has invested a lot with the ICRI-SAT to produce millets, especially the Mandua and the Bhatki Churkani. These are the special millets that are grown in the state.
And what is the innovation of seed,
Ma'am, that
which connects to the sustainability aspect and everything, cost effective aspect?
sorry, ma'am.
Okay.
I will go on.
So, just last question: that suppose you hold a post at a place, an administrative post, and there is some foreign delegate who's a woman coming to visit your office. So, what are the two things you will tell her as far as the India is concerned, and they're coming for the first time as a woman? What would you say about India experience, and what kind of, from your side, what could be two things of precautions she could take?
Ma'am, first of all, the foreign delegates, they have a notion of India being a backward state. They have held that notion for a long period of time. So I will take her to the grassroots of our country. I will take her to the Gram Panchayat, and there I would like to meet her.
No, this is before they coming and meeting you and you making the arrangement. What are two things you would communicate to her? Advisories.
Ma'am, first of all, I would tell her if she's from a different climate, which is not there in India. I would try to tell her about that, and thereafter I would invite her to bring her family with him so that they can enjoy the culture and the.
No, these are the official delegates. Yeah. So just two delegates. I mean, just imagine a delegate woman coming to you to visit officially, not a family trip. It's officially to you.
Words of caution.
Words of caution.
Words of caution.
Ma'am, the other would be, ma'am, as of now, I can only think of one, that is the climate. And
Climate.
the
Okay.
other, I could organize a fest for her.
This is when they come, right? When they come. Just take your 1 minute or so.
Concerning with the national security, I will ask her to get all the, if we are having any sort of agreement for that, I will ask her to do the prerequisite things and get those documents along with, so that the deal or the instrument that we are working on don't get delayed.
All right. Okay.
So,
Okay, Shambhavi, are you an I person or a we person?
Sir, I hold the collective team spirit more important, so I think I'm a weak person.
When in the administration would you be required to be an I person?
Sir, if I'm appointed as the accountable authority of some program or a scheme, I would be the leader in that case, so I would be accountable in that case if any sort of shortcoming happens.
Running a program, you need to be a we person.
Sir,
I'm asking you, when will it be required for you to be an I person? It's an important question.
so taking the accountability for the lapses or the shortcomings that have happened.
Probably it doesn't have to do with your accountability. But anyway, what is the best advice you have received in your life?
So this civil services journey, as it is uncertain, we all know, I know it. So I have received the advice that do your hard work.
Who has advised you?
My mother has, my parents, both my parents have advised me.
What are your greatest regrets?
Sir, I do not see any regret.
You don't have any regrets in
So
your
the-
life.
So the only regret that I have as of now is that I, being an only child, I have still not able to gain an employment and provide a better life for my parents.
How old are you?
Sir, I'm 24.
You're
I'm
24.
25 this year.
Think about your eureka moment in your life. You know what eureka moment is?
It's the greatest, happiest moment.
When you discover something and you start shouting eureka, eureka. When did that moment come in your life? Or it has not occurred as yet?
So looking at the past experience, the only thing that has led me to feel something very happy about was spending a day with my parents, a peaceful day with my parents, and thereafter getting the call for the UPSC.
Okay, Waqf is becoming a problem. Suppose you join as collectors somewhere and the local Muslim community comes to you, says, Madam, your house and your office is built on Waqf property and we want it to be vacated. What will be your reaction?
So the recent Waqf amendment bill that was proposed, it has put the responsibility on the district magistrate itself that the Waqf by use would be considered with utmost caution and priority after careful assessment. So
No, my question is different. You pull out the record of rights and then you say that actually what he's saying is right. Then what will you do?
Sir, I'll follow the due process of law and I would consult the civic bodies over there in order to see that if the land originally belongs to the official capacity.
Will you consider the civic bodies or will you consider the district lawyers?
So after seeing the records, land records myself, I will consult the prosecutor, which is provided by the state, to look forward into the matter and move with due process.
Exports are going down in India. What are the 3 steps you want to take to ramp up exports?
So first, I would like to diversify the export basket as well as the export location.
It's already diversified.
So we have the untapped market of Latin America. We have gone into the Africa continent, but the Latin America market is untapped and they have the resources to buy our goods. So first of all, I will do that. Apart from that, I will try to invest in high value exports. Currently, we are doing exports that are of volume. By volume, they are large, but by value, they are low. So I would try to promote.
What is number 1 export from India?
So those are the petroleum finished products.
Yeah, so say that. What are the other 2?
So the gold finished, the jewelry products, and the IT, electronics.
Engineering goods, not IT. And if I have to propose to you that you devalue the rupee further for exports to go up, what will be your reaction to that? You are in the finance ministry and a bunch of economists from Harvard come to you and say that, ma'am, please devalue your rupees further.
Sir, I will take a stand against it after due consideration because
No, you will take a stand against it after due consideration. Why do you add that? After due consideration, you'll take a stand against it. Now amplify your statement.
After due consideration, I'll take a
Okay.
stand against it.
Okay. Go ahead.
Because devaluing the currency further would lead to costlier imports, and costlier imports, especially we are the net importer of energy, this would lead to imported inflation in the economy, and inflation could further increase the CPI levels and would hurt the consumer market.
Is that so?
Yes, sir.
You think inflation is also good for the economy? It's not always bad.
Yes, sir. So to a certain extent, the inflation is good because it provides employment, generates investment opportunities, and we have the Philip curve as well to state it.
There was a Harvard economist who recently opined that India should abolish income tax. What is your view on this? He said there will be a lot of investment by the domestic investors if there is no income tax.
Sir, I don't agree with this statement.
Don't agree.
Sir, I think income tax should not be abolished.
Why? Why are you emotionally attached to income tax?
Sir,
If the middle class is reeling under income tax, isn't it?
so there are pressures on the middle class, but the government has provided exemption up to 7 lakhs.
Indirect tax is regressive.
Yes, sir.
What is the meaning of this?
So regressive tax, indirect tax is regressive as the proportion a lower income person pays in the indirect tax is much larger than that compared to his income when he is compared with a person with a high net income.
How do you address the problem of inequitable growth in India? 1% is controlling 40% of the wealth. It's shameful, isn't it?
So there are reports citing this, and 1% is controlling 40%.
You don't believe in it?
So there are some methodological
Errors.
that are there in the
I see. No, but presuming that it's a correct report, how do you address this issue?
So first of all, I would like to promote the idea of inclusive and empowering development so as to increase the productivity of the labor in the economy.
You are the finance secretary of the country. I want immediate solution. Don't talk about long-term solution of equitable, empowering, etc. You have to do something in the policy to make sure inequality goes down.
So in the short term, the schemes such as price efficiency support schemes as well as subsidies and grants.
Suppose I say you impose wealth tax and inheritance tax immediately.
So that would not be a feasible solution because
Whether it will be feasible or not is not for you to see. But is that a method of doing it? Has it been done by other countries?
Yes, sir, it has been done.
By other countries?
Yes, sir, but there are instances in the 2015 itself we abolished it because the tax economy expenditure, the incurred expenditure while collecting tax was much larger.
That is a different issue. But anyway, let me ask you the last question. Why is it called organic farming? You have written in your hobby.
So organic, something is related to the biological grassroots level.
That is not the answer. Why is it called organic farming? This has become a fashionable fad these days.
Yes.
Hey, you see, I am having organic food. As if there is some amrit in that organic food. And organic farming led to decline in income in Sri Lanka.
Yes, sir.
What happened there?
So in Sri Lanka, that was a cumulative effect of other economic policies.
But this also was a major
Yes, sir. So implementing it at a whole scale in a one-go solution is not the approach.
Thank you very much.
Last question, Shambhavi. There is one statement. Education without value is like flower without fragrance.
Yes.
Comment.
So if the person who is receiving the education does not have the character or the integrity to uphold that would create disaster, and we can see that in the case of A.Q. Khan and APJ Abdul Kalam example. APJ Abdul Kalam ji was a man with education as well as value. He upheld the integrity of the country that he was a part of, while A.Q. Khan just sold the nuclear technology to the other countries.
Thank you, Shambhavi. Thank you.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon.
But when is your interview?
So it is on 21 January.
But quite good, impressive overall. Answers were also good. लेकिन मुझे कई बार ये लगा कि like suppose when you were arguing with sir, अगर ऐसा situation होता है, then you may become aggressive. That you have to avoid. Because slowly and gradually you are getting excited.
And that was my purpose, to provoke. Yes, yes. I didn't
No, you
want
don't have
you
to
to
feel
be
sorry.
provoked.
You don't have to feel sorry for that. You have to be cautious. That you are not supposed to be aggressive. You should be assertive. Right?
सो शाम्भी, आपका परफॉर्मेंस बहुत अच्छा है। शुरू से एक चीज दो चीजें देखें हैं। जब रूम में घुसेंगे इंटरव्यू रूम में, तो एक अपना एक असेसमेंट करिए कि रूम में कौन कौन बैठा है। तो चेयरमैन सर बीच में होंगे, या चेयरमैन जो चेयरपर्सन होंगे तो वो बीच में होंगे, और हो सकता है कोई और लेडी भी वहाँ पर हो, ठीक है ना। तो चेयरपर्सन को विश कर दीजिए, और उसके बाद जो है जो लेडी होंगी उनको विश कर दीजिएगा, ये जरूरी है, ठीक है ना। उनको अलग से कहना पड़ता है, ध्यान रखिएगा। तो वहाँ पर ये घुसने के साथ साथ इसका असेसमेंट कर लीजिए कि अंदर बैठा कौन है, ठीक है। एक तो ये चीज़ होगी। दूसरी की, जैसे कहीं पर हो सकता है आपको बताया गया होगा कि जो हाथ है वो चिपका के रखिएगा जंग पर, है तो वो खराब लगता है। तो आप घबराइए नहीं, थोड़ा बहुत हाथ का मूवमेंट होगा तब भी क्यों हम लोग जब बात करते हैं ना तो असर्टिव होते हैं, और असर्टिव होने में हाथ हिल सकता है, हाथ हिलने में मना नहीं है, ठीक है। तो हम बहुत असर्टिव काम करते हैं तो थोड़ा बहुत हाथ हिलाते हैं, ठीक है ना। तो नॉर्मली तो हम ठीक है, अच्छी पोजीशन हम रखे हुए हैं, लेकिन हिलने में ऐसा कोई नहीं है। चिपका के रखने का जरूरत नहीं, वो दिखता है दूर से, तो ये चिपकाया हुआ है, ठीक है। और इन जनरल आप पहले सोच लीजिए तब बोलिए, नहीं तो क्या हो रहा है कि आधे रास्ते में आपको आ करके रुकना पड़ रहा है। वो वीडियो में अगर मिलेगा देखिएगा तो आपको पकड़ा जाएगा वो पॉइंट। उसका निदान है, निदान क्या है कि पहले सेंटेंस सोच लीजिए, वाक्य कंप्लीट हो जाए दिमाग में, वो सेंटेंस बोल दीजिए, उसमें फिर जो है गैप नहीं आएगा, क्योंकि बोलने और सोचने के बीच में जो गैप है वही आ से कवर हो रहा है, तो वो आपको अवॉइड हो जाएगा, इंप्रूव हो जाएगा, कोई दिक्कत नहीं, बड़ी बात नहीं है। अब क्या कपड़ा पहन के जाओगी?
क्रीम साड़ी एंड शॉर्ट ब्राउन ब्लैक ब्लेजर।
अच्छा, शॉर्ट ब्लैक और साड़ी पहनने में कोई दिक्कत तो नहीं है?
सर प्रॉब्लम है, बट मदर विल पिन इट अप।
पिन इट अप ना, हाँ। तो जहाँ जहाँ पिन अप करना है वहाँ पिन अप कर लेंगे, इधर भी पिन अप कर लेंगे, इधर भी पिन अप कर लेंगे, जिससे कि अंदर जब आप जाएं तो मदर तो अंदर नहीं जाएंगी, तो वहाँ खिसके नहीं, ये ध्यान रखना। क्योंकि एक बार खिसक जाएगा तब दिक्कत क्या है कि माइंड में होगा कि मेरी साड़ी जो है वो सही नहीं है, और इंटरव्यू खराब हो जाएगा, ठीक है ना। इसलिए साड़ी की पिनिंग जो है वो बढ़िया है। जरूरत होने से जो गेट है सीआई साहब का, जहाँ गेट से चेकिंग होती है, उसके थोड़ा बाहर खड़े होकर चेकिंग वो कर लेंगे, ठीक है ना।
Shambhavi, it was absolute pleasure and delight to interact with you. Particularly impressed with the clarity with which you speak, the concepts that you have mastered. You use those concepts to add brevity to your expression. That's commendable. You don't fear taking contrarian positions. When I think Pooja asked about small is beautiful thing, you did assert that even big is beautiful, when big is not bad. So that's good. I mean, because you are aware of the economics of scale and the advantages and so forth, and India in particular needs that. So these are commendable things. I wouldn't add much to what other experts have said. Just keep up the tempo. I'm sure you'll do extremely well.
Yeah. So Shambhavi, again, I'm really, really impressed by all your answers, and they were well thought about and articulated. Another link in the context of women, when I was telling you, I specified women. Okay, so the basic reason of putting forward a woman candidate, delegate, was related to security only. All right. So climate change is okay. It's a general aspect, but women would be like, in India, you should avoid talking too much and revealing your information about your whereabouts, like where you're staying, to the local people around, to the market people around, vegetable person, or where you live. So you should be just confined to yourself, not talk in detail regarding. So just keep certain things about timings and security, and just be aware that you're not revealing your information much to your surroundings, not talking, interacting much. So could be one of the aspect, yeah. So when we say something related to women, so it is immediately coming to the context and issues related to women. So that is one thing.
So
At one point, you said delineate, de-alienate.
Yes, sir. वो गलत हो गया.
That was a wrong expression. It should be alienate. Be mindful of this, because with fluency we tend to get overconfident and such things happen. So
I found you to be good in general, but as I repeat to other candidates also, this is going to be a competitive exam. So there is no good in absolute terms. It has to be a relatively assessed performance. But you were quite good despite that. The questions which I wanted you to answer, I had a feeling that you became a little defensive. Are you an I or we person? There are many moments in administration where you will have to be an I person. Suppose there is a law and order situation which requires your ordering firing. There you cannot take everybody's view before taking this decision. You have to take immediate decision depending on the contingency of the situation. And your I person quality will come under scrutiny. So therefore, think about these questions. Don't just skirt around that, oh, he is trying to phasao me in this question, so I'll not reply. Because this you'll have to reply. Again, eureka moment. I don't think there's any human being who doesn't have a eureka moment. Maybe your result, maybe something which you did, some cooking recipe also can give you eureka moment. So don't just say, no, sir, I never had any eureka moment. Organic farming. And then I asked you about regressive taxation. So think about these things and formulate. You are a good candidate, but you have to formulate your answers in a manner that, as you know, it's not a test of your knowledge. It's a test of many things in you. Your presence of mind, how you formulate thinking on your feet. So all that is coming into play during your interview. So make sure you don't falter on any of these issues. What is the best advice you have received? Again, you became a little defensive. You could have talked about some teacher, made it more interesting. My mother gave me advice that write the UPSC. This was a very stereotypical answer. Please don't get out of stereotypes. Then you will get 80% marks because you have the material. You just have to, you are a raw diamond, it has to be polished. So if you polish yourself more, you'll certainly get a lot of marks. Best of luck.
Thank you, Shambhavi. All the best.
Thank you, sir.
All the best.